This seems like the kind of silly build we could have a lot of fun with. The Dwarf. +1 engineering when killing at least 6 enemies with a direct weapon hit. +1 damage for every permanent 2 engineering you have. So every 12 enemies killed with a direct hit, +1 damage. We can't equip ranged weapons, but we can equip a tier 2 mace. I've got such confidence in this build that we're going to go into danger 2. So I need 6 enemies at once. Okay, this thing's got more range than I thought it would. We're going to have to get them to group up in a nice big pile of morons. And then we'll get in there and hopefully hit them all at once. Just a little bit slower. I don't know the kind of range this has. Okay, that was definitely a good hit. And now we'll just collect the money for the rest. Engineering +1, our attack speed is also very slow, so we can start to put the attack speed back up, although that might actually work against me at some point. It's actually kind of a tricky build now that I think about it. We gotta be careful how we do this. For now, I'm actually just gonna take the Lost Duck, because that's gonna give us some luck. I was promised a beard. Where's my beard? This isn't a dwarf without a beard. Making extra enemies spawn might also be a good part of this build. We're gonna get in there and take some damage, +1, +1 again. Perfect. Okay, this will start to take off. Now we just need to figure out what to do with a bunch of engineering. The damage will be fun. Okay, that was 5, not 6. Well, there's another tier 2 mace. We're going to put that on lock for now. That's really the only thing I want right now. This build is kind of a slow burn thing. Gonna need a little more movement speed just so I can maneuver the idiots into the spot I want them in. Because with the range on this thing, it actually gets a little bit hard to get 6 of them all at once. We end up getting 5. You gotta take some damage to get 6 at once. But I think we got it there. That was definitely 6. So we're definitely gonna need lots of armor as well. Okay, that was definitely 6. That should be 6. And one more hit would have been 6. Okay, there's the bit of speed I need. And we'll take some more speed if we see it. Damage could be fun too. 10% attack speed. But aside from that, mace tier 2, we're gonna combine them to one big mace level 3 for now. Then that's all I really want. I don't know. Okay, I can one-shot these as well. I guess our damage is pretty high already, really, considering just the natural build. I think we got it there. Come on, group up dummies. And got him. And if we get this high enough, we can go to one of the ghost weapons as well. So that way, the more enemies we kill with a single weapon, we get more attack speed and HP and stuff, which would also be good. Gotta be careful. We have very low HP. So, okay, 6 at once, please. Was that 6? I think it was. It's hard to tell sometimes. This was a good wave for it, though. We're adding tons and tons of damage. Speaking of which, we'll put some damage on here. See, something like this is only 26 damage so far though, but later on that would add lots. But engineering is already at 15, and therefore damage is 7, so something like this will be viable not too far in the future, so we'll put that on lock. For now, we'll take more trees, experience gain, and then we'll sit back and wait. Attack speed is still going to be big. I know that sort of works against this build so far, but eventually we're just going to need it to actually, defeat things. Okay, if you guys could just sort of group up, there we are. That was an easy 6. At least these deeper waves, we're going to get more and more enemies turning up. We're definitely going to need some armor though, or HP. Basically anything that's going to keep us alive, because this one's going to start to be a struggle within a few waves. It is going to be pretty stupid damage though, and whatever we want to do with engineering as well, that's going to contribute to something fun. Not going to be the biggest build for like money making so far, just because we can't kill a great deal of enemies. 6 max HP is actually quite a bit for us, and maybe another 10 attack speed. I think this character also has, okay, attack speed modifications are halved, so buying something like this maybe actually isn't worth it. Well, it still is. We got to still put that back. It's just hard to build it back up. Oh, glass cannon. That is so much fun for this build. It makes it really dangerous, so we'll just put a bit more experience gain. See, a turret is something like what we need. Spawns a turret that shoots bullet dealing 28, which is 80% of my engineering. We're going to put that on lock anyway. Then this brutal psychopath is ready to go straight back to work. Come on over here, stupids. Let's get you all bunched up. And there we go. Big hit. I really want an upgrade that spawns more enemies too. That would be hugely helpful. At least right now. Later in the waves, that would probably start to work against us. Okay, might need a second weapon at this point. Enemies are starting to pile up. I wanted more enemies, but maybe not this many yet. If I had more armor and dodge, I'd feel better about this, but I can't really get that close to all of them. We are just continually stacking up more engineering though. So our turrets and stuff are going to be super strong. Got an item out of that. We're just going to try and take one for the team. Oh, there we go. +1 armor. Now, another 6 HP is probably going to be worthwhile. Okay, glass cannon it is. That put the ethereal ghost axe up to 45 damage. We're getting closer to where we need it at. I also forgot to buy a turret, but the turret is up to 38 damage. This is only wave 7. We're going to kill the musical guys right now, though, because they will cause me issues. Plus, while we're waiting, everyone else will bunch up into big groups of 6 or more. Quite generously for me. And if I have enough range and speed, I could just go like this and sort of kite just around the edge of the horde and just move in to touch them when I want some engineering boost, because they really pile up and we definitely smack them around. The bigger ones, it's hard to get through to all 6 of them at once. That was a good hit. So range and attack speed are also going to be our friend. I can speculate all I want, but unless it actually gives me the upgrades I'm looking for, it's all just kind of useless. Well, there's another 20% experience gain. We lose some range, which we're supposed to be building, but I'll try and put that back on somewhere. Well, when that fails, we're going to take more HP. I really do actually like this build so far. The turret now does 46 damage, so you can see how quickly it's escalating. There's another turret, so we'll have 2 of those going already. And a third turret showed up. Structure attack speed and speed is actually going to be good for us as well. So these turrets obviously will thin out the enemies a little bit too, which could work against us a bit, but I still need something that's thinning these guys out. I've lost enough range, it's actually might be hard to get 6 enemies at once now too. But I guess if I get in trouble, I just wander over to my turrets and they'll keep me safe. And eventually the enemies will be so numerous, it won't really matter where I am. They'll be able to touch me no matter what. That wasn't 6 anymore. It's getting a little bit harder to time this out just given everything going on, but we'll still do it. Oh, that's a loot alien. Come here. You're going to die no matter what. A landmine spawns every 12 seconds, dealing 60 damage. That's also an engineering thing. Ooh, this one's also really big for me. +6. Range back on, definitely. +6 damage again. Okay, that's good because I think now we don't need 157 damage. Might come to regret this. We're going to buy both of these right now. And also the structure attack speed. Now I'm going to buy one more turret. We're going to lock the leather vest. That's going to give me armor and dodge and a goldfish. And then it's right back to our case. 6 at a time, please. Is it 6 in like a sweep of both my weapons or a single weapon? I'm a little confused as to how this works. But we'll find out soon. There's going to be so many enemies, we should be able to kill 6 at once almost continuously. Especially if I have more armor and HP, I'll be able to just dive into the horde without any fear at all. Having that extra HP now actually really gives me a lot of confidence to do stuff like this because I know I can take a few hits and get out before the going gets really dangerous. Okay, that was definitely a good hit. This will be a good hit. That'll be a good hit. I also want some weapons that can increase attack speed and stuff too, though. Damage is going to be easy to come by. Okay, we're going to put some range on as well. We need to be able to hit very far. Another 6 max HP. Okay, there's 2 armor, 6 dodge. We're going to get the goldfish, so when we reroll, we got higher tier stuff. Harvest increases by an additional 8% at the end of a wave. If we had any harvesting so far, that would be huge. +1 HP regeneration when you level up. Yes. Recycling machine will also take soon. Oh, this is perfect. Extra stomach. +1 max HP when picking up a consumable while at max health. Also, more landmines aren't going to hurt, but neither is some damage first. Okay, I get a horde appearing next wave, so I got to be really careful how I pick my upgrades this time because it's going to be a tough one. So we avoid the idiots for a sec, get a whole bunch of them to pile up. Perfect. All right, get in their attacks. There's more engineering. If I get enough range with these big sweeping attacks, we'll almost always be hitting 6 at a time. But I think our damage and engineering is obviously going to run away, so we just need to get lucky with the right items for that. I wonder if the plank would also do that, because I think the plank is explosive, but also not ranged, so we should be able to just hit a bunch of enemies with it. I do want a lot more attack speed. Max HP is going to stack itself up pretty soon though, so we'll take some attack speed. And 3 armor, definitely so. That's the only armor I have, so we take 17% less damage suddenly. So we'll take the stomach and the recycling machine, and then we're going to roll a few times to hopefully bring up something new. Nope, we're not because we can't afford it. The mace is already up to 185 damage though. The ghost axe is actually 97. So we might change things up after this. We're going to see where the elite spawns and how tough it is to kill. No, it's just a horde, not an elite. Never mind. Still going to be a little bit challenging to fight, but having all those enemies is actually really good for this build because we are continually going to fight giant masses of idiots like this. So every time we swing a weapon is basically +1 engineering, which is going to be good. We also need to remember now that when I pick up... Okay, there's a lot of idiots. Okay, come down this way. Yep, follow me this way. This is why attack speed is going to be important too. Where'd all my turrets spawn? Can you guys follow me to the turrets? Turrets, help me out here. Oh, we're going to get so much engineering if we actually survive this, which is a pretty big if right now. Okay, we got some HP. We're going to eat a few hits here, go through the turret. I was tempted to carry them all back up again. Okay, can we get some HP out of this? Okay, I think we're okay. See, if I had just a little more range and stuff, I could be a little bit more confident on the edge of those hordes. But there's damage and knockback, so now when things do get close to me, they're in trouble. I probably take armor here because we don't seem to avoid the idiots. We're going to get some landmines. I would add 3 engineering, but we already have 102, which means we have an extra 67 damage. Here's another turret. The turrets are going to start to carry me pretty soon. I will make the items cheaper. I don't really want that. I'd rather just get an item where we can stack up things. Reroll price and range getting cheaper. That's nice. Structure attack speed and more speed for me. My ghost axe is only upgraded 18% damage so far. We can do better. Because that's up to 125, I'm going to try something really risky and stupid. I'm going to swap just to the axe. We need to kill 18 enemies with this to get its effect going off, but I think we can make that work. So 6 at a time is good, but 18 in general is also good. Very slow attack speed. But I'm hoping a little bit of range and damage can somewhat make up for that. When that axe swings, everything should die. Those landmines are really doing a lot of damage as well. I think it's the Ghost Flint that I want now. That's going to increase attack speed for every X amount of enemies I kill. So if we're really lucky, we'll get one of those soon. I also want a lot of armor. We should be going around actually picking up the cactuses on the ground to boost our max HP as well. I forgot about that already. But with this build, it is hard to stay at max health because I've got to be right in the idiots all the time. We'll take 7% damage and lose 2 HP. Damage is already pretty high. We can add more. 12 max HP. That's tempting to take just because it's in front of me. There's 2 armor, minus 3% damage, 10% crit chance, and minus 1 armor. Don't want to sacrifice the armor right now. This one's real good for us. Another 10 engineering, but mostly the 50% experience gain. And there's the plank I referenced earlier. 200 damage already, which is considerably more than what we have. But it also 30% chance to explode on hit, so that would continually kill guys for big damage. It's quicker but has less range. We would stop stacking damage though. The damage is too much fun. There we go. That's what we need. A better axe. Now we get more damage for every 16 idiots we kill. Plus damage goes up by quite a bit. After reroll, we got this, which will add damage and also 100% chance to deal 736 damage when we dodge an attack, which isn't likely anytime soon, but we'll get there. But there's another Ghost Axe 3 that will transform this into a Ghost Axe 4. The turrets are killing a lot of things, but that's sort of working against me right now because I need hordes of 6 idiots or more, and the turrets are knocking them down to like 5 sometimes. But I mean, I suppose that's a pretty good problem to have overall. And that's only at the start of the wave anyway. By the end of the wave, we're not going to have any shortage of things to kill, especially with only a single weapon currently. But wave 13 went surprisingly easy. Well, of all these, I'm just going to take more HP. Engineering is simply going to keep going. It's at 125 already, which is kind of silly. So we'll combine those. Now we only have to kill 12 enemies to get our bonus. Plus this does 201 damage. The cooldown is a little bit slow though, so it'd be nice to start getting a little more attack speed from somewhere. We're also going to buy this. We're going to lose HP but gain more armor and dodge. So we now have 40%, we take 40% less damage. There's also hilariously a captain's sword, which would do 724 damage. It actually goes up pretty quickly and has quite a bit of range. It deals 50 damage for every free weapon slot we have, so that would add 250 damage. I guess that's why it's up to 724. I'm going to lock that for now, you know, just in case. We'll see how it plays out. It's nice to have that option. We can have a locked slot for a while. That doesn't bother me one little bit. All I know is that we're turning ourselves into an engineer this time. The range on this is actually getting pretty good too, so this axe sweeps way far into the hordes of idiots. So this will be really big single damage. Even more engineering for us. I wonder what happens if we kill 12 enemies at once, if it's still good. I want to recycle that. Oh, here's a really big one for us. Plus 5 engineering, but weapon damage additionally scales with 20% engineering. Given that that's 130, that's over 20 extra damage. So we'll go from 224 to 274. And then I'm also going to add another 2 armor and 6 dodge, so our dodge is almost in the clear. We have a 44% damage reduction. I think range is something I want to start building on, because if I can get this thing attacking from far enough away, we really don't need any other weapons. It already feels very healthily strong, so a little more damage certainly is not going to hurt a single thing. I don't want to screw this up though. I've got a really good setup for this build so far, so as long as we don't die by doing something stupid, this could get really overpowered. I'm also going to give myself another 9% speed, that way I can weave in and out of damage. There's more armor and dodge, so dodge is actually in the positive again. We're going to take a little more armor because we just need that toughness. Here's another good one that's going to help us. 5% dodge, 50% chance to heal 5 HP when dodging an attack. We'll lock that for later. I'm finally starting to build the toughness where I can sort of like get right in there like that, and it's really not so bad. Definitely taking some damage. I definitely want to kill these stupid things. Wow, those really hurt. Well, I guess I'm like getting shot by 8 bullets at once, so of course it's going to hurt a lot. I'll let my turrets take care of most of what's going on in the center. I can just kind of go around the outside and kite the enemies to where I want them. We're going to need more turrets at some point, but for now, this is fine. Ooh, 10% damage to targets above 75% health will be really one-shotting them. There's another plus 3 armor. I'm going to take that. We're still looking for range for sure, but we're going to add more dodge. We have a 9% dodge chance. I also need to be on the lookout for things that get affected by engineering, because I don't normally get those, so I don't know if I'll even notice them when I see them. Landmines are good. My Ghost Axe has given me 31% damage so far. I'm going to lock another one. 8% dodge is tempting. We'll see how this wave treats us. My engineering turrets and stuff are really helping, because there's no way I should be getting away with this with a single weapon. But we are going to see some real big damage numbers by the end of this one. This wave feels almost perfect for what I need because it's like medium-sized enemies, so they group up in medium bunches. With my attack speed and armor, I feel confident to kind of swoop in close to them and kill 6 of them at once. Ooh, that'll be a satisfying one. It's also just a very satisfying build to swoop in and like murder them all at once like that. Well, there's another 3 armor. There's also a 9% dodge. I'm going to take the dodge because they're going to stack really nicely. Not really finding anything I want, so I'm just going to go ahead and start the next wave. So we're currently doing 343 damage. I also just fought an enemy that I did not one-shot, so that's a little concerning. But we're going to be getting so many enemies soon anyway that it's not really going to matter what weapon I'm swinging. We're just going to be constantly getting extra engineering. 20% attack speed I'll take, so that knocked us down to only a minus 16. This has got me 50% damage. We're going to let that go now along with this one. I want the Captain Sword now, 1124 damage. I also want the Metal Detector, 5% chance to double the value of picked up materials, 6 luck, 2 engineering. There's another turret. These are now up to 136 damage. They've dealt 66,000 so far. And more landmines too. They've dealt 16,000 damage so far. I like how some of these do get a bonus, like even the Cacti Club tier 3 is up to 306 damage because engineering plays on that. Oh, medical turret. Spawns a medical turret that shoots bullets healing 10 because that 10 is based on my engineering, which is up to 158. I feel like my new sword is also going to help that. Like here's, wow, that thing's got some good thrusting ability. It is going to alternate, but with the amount of enemies that are about to show up, that's fine. It's just going to get the bonuses. I'm not going to like actively try. It's just going to do it automatically. Like that was a great example. Okay, this wave is really hard. I'm probably going to need more weapons. I maybe should have got the axe and the sword. Think we'll get through this, but this is a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. But we're going to add lots of engineering, so that's all that matters. The turrets are definitely going to carry me here too. So far, we got things back into control. I just needed to take a breath and calm down. 7 seconds left. There's a big stab. There's a big sweep. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, I'm going to take another 12% speed because speed is starting to be our friend. Also, there's another 20 range. There's 30 luck. Here's a cursed turret. Did my medical turret? I might not have locked that. So I lost my medical turret, which would have been fun. But we'll find another one of those. The turret does 242 damage. The goblet we're going to lock. I forgot I wanted another weapon, so we're just going to take a chopper for now. That's simply just going to still do 207 damage as a helper weapon. Because we're about to fight the boss, and with one single weapon, the DPS isn't going to be crazy. We're just going to try and walk him through the turrets a lot, so the turrets will mostly take care of him while I just go around and, you know, kill enemies. He is actually eating quite a bit of damage, I think, from the turrets. He is going to do some different things that are going to potentially damage me, but we can stay way far away from him. Yeah, even without me actively doing anything, the turrets and stuff are just absolutely wrecking him. Like, I've got 47 seconds left and he's down to like 20% HP. We just see more turrets and weapons that can benefit from the engineering side of things. Well, he's dead and we get our tier 4 item for our trouble. And thanks to all my armor and HP, I'm pretty confident that I can just run around being an idiot from this point forward and pretty much just still stack a bunch of damage. There's another lucky charm, so we're definitely getting up there in the luck. This is actually worth it for all that speed and dodge. 20% attack speed, it's 45 range. I want these weapons to reach the end of the world. The chopper can go now. I was going to take the goblet. I'm not sure I do want one now. It will heal us very slightly, but I feel like I can get more exciting things. Here's a second Captain's Sword. Oh, yeah, and if we have more weapons, it actually drops the damage of our Captain's Sword. So we just need our Captain's Sword plus more attack speed, really. Cursed Captain's Sword would be even better. So we're going to get the fish hook. That way, if we're holding something in the shop, it can get cursed. I'm going to lock this for extra armor and max HP, mostly in the armor, but I'm going to take the second fish hook. So now things have a much higher chance of getting corrupted and getting more armor. We're already up to 57% less damage, so we're going to need that. Also, we're going to fight an elite this wave, maybe 2 in fact. He's maybe going to walk into the landmines. Someone did. As long as someone walks into the landmines, we're pretty happy about that. These elites are doing a lot of damage. I'm also very quick though, so I can really like wiggle in between all the damage. It's very hard for them to get to me. The one thing this build is lacking really is just attack speed. If we get just a little bit more of that, with this build would be ridiculous. So now it's just me and the elite, and it's dead. So we'll just continue on boosting our engineering and all of our damages. Ooh, another 10 range plus reroll price savings. 25% chance to deal 35 damage to an enemy when they dies. Yes. Another 9% dodge. Yes. Well, this didn't get corrupted, but it does a whole lot of good things for me. So we'll take that. We now take 58% less damage, 43% dodge chance. This small fish is actually actually good for us. 10% damage to enemies above 75% health, and more armor and max HP because we have lots of speed anyway. There is also a chainsaw. It's got a pretty fast attack rate, 518 damage, so this might actually be a better choice long term. Engineering is up to a cool 173 by this point as well. I'm sure there's some better things that would synergize, like I know some items and weapons really pair well with engineering. I'm not sure what they are, and I don't know if I've even seen them this run, but we're making this work. So I just really need like 10,000 turrets at this point, because they could do all the work for me, then I'll just sit back and do pretty much nothing, because they're only going to get more and more powerful as we go. 3% damage at the end of a wave. Wish I found this earlier, but better late than never. Here's potentially an even better weapon than my Captain Sword, Excalibur, legendary. 1338 damage, plus we're not limited to one weapon anymore after that. Minus 3 armor for every weapon you have. Okay, so more weapons would be less armor. But I'm going to lock that down for now because that could really fit this build well. Ooh, if Excalibur gets corrupted, that's what I want. I want cursed Excalibur. And just more damage in general. But damage is just going up repeatedly. We already have 112 damage boost, so any weapon is going to be an absolute destroyer. Well, out of all these choices, 12 max HP is still 12. It did get corrupted, 2500 damage. And it's only minus 1 armor for every one weapon we have now. Okay, so I'm probably going to go ahead and swap to Excalibur Legendary. Oh, this is the kind of thing we want. +2 engineering. Killing a tree spawns a turret. I just picked up another item also to spawn more trees. We currently have only 2 of them. But if we can get more turrets to spawn, that's huge damage. That's probably the kind of thing we were supposed to buy from the beginning. But that was almost 10,000 damage. Between all the landmines and turrets, we're not really seeing a lot of enemies, even though this is wave 24. So that's really impressive. I guess I did pick up a few items to increase the turret's attack speed and stuff, so that's obviously playing in. Well, there's another 3 armor because we're going to lose some to buying, getting more weapons alongside Excalibur. And this got cursed. +8 engineering. So more trees spawn, killing a tree spawns a turret. Aside from that, we're going to get more landmines going off. They only deal 233 damage, but that's still plenty. I'm maybe also going to lock this because we get 30% damage, -3 attack speed for every different weapon we have. We only have 1 weapon, so that would be fine. So I need to remember to kill the trees too when I see them. Trees spawn turrets, and turrets make the bad guys go away in a hurry. That wave went down without too much of a fight. We're going to get more armor and engineering. Not that we needed either of those. Oh, here's the other thing we've needed. We needed this so long ago though. Ghost Flint. +1% attack speed for every 16 enemies you kill. Yes. Oh, this is a fire turret. Spawns a turret that shoots flames, dealing 8 times 135 burning damage. So I'm not sure if the Ghost Flint is actually going to really do much at this point. It would have been way better to find earlier on, but we might be able to get some attack speed out of it, and it's just free attack speed, plus a second weapon. It's definitely not going to hurt. But with all this armor, I can kind of just wade right into the big crowds of things, so we'll just kill as many things as possible. And we also need to upgrade the Ghost Flint. I should have actually locked it first and then got it the corrupted version, but I think now that we have one, we have a higher chance of finding more. Also going to take all this. Another 60 range, absolutely. Ooh, a legendary explosive turret. I wonder if that also counts. Like if that one-shots enemies, is that going to be a boost for us? We also got 1% speed off that. I'm going to get the explosive turret. I'm going to lock the rest of this because 51 range. There's also a potato, so I'm going to lock all 4 of these, and we're going to buy whatever we can afford soon. Definitely starting to see some pretty big damage number readouts. I don't think I've seen one over 10,000 yet, but if we start getting some crits, we'll definitely get there. Wow, HP actually dropped quite a bit there. And another 30 range. This thing's going to be, wow, it all got upgraded. So let's start with, say, focus for an extra 60% damage. That's going to take Excalibur from 2,763 to 3,500 damage. And then I'm going to buy this. We're going to lose a little attack speed, but we're going to gain a lot of range. And then we're going to get right back to work. My little flint thing has only gained us 3% attack speed so far. I did just see a critical hit for 12,220. We'll see if we can get another one of those. That might have been one there. Gets a little bit hard to see amongst all the chaos. Wow, enemies are really spawning on this one. Might have to hang out near the turrets down here just so they can help thin things out for me. Some of these enemies are getting pretty tough. Engineering is only 201, so it really slowed down in the later rounds, but I just need to continually kill enemies. We're going to buy the potato now because it comes with basically everything you could ever want and more. This wave seems like it might have some lighter enemies in it, so my little flint will hopefully kill more of them to give us a little bit more attack speed. Again, we are pushing wave 30 and I've got 2 weapons currently. That's pretty insane that these 2 can carry us this far. It's mostly Excalibur. Yeah, that wave is done. Our crit chance is only 10. I want more range. We need to be able to hit those enemies from further away. I'm going to add another 6 armor, so we now have a 69% damage reduction. Well, I just want a tier 2 Ghost Flint. There's a tier 1. I really need a tier 3. Well, the Ghost Flint has given us 7% attack speed so far, so that's actually considerable. We did also find a Plasma Sledge that's going to do just about 1,000 damage, but also has a 25% chance to explode on hit. That'll give us a little more, stuff. Alright, there should be a boss or 2 or 3 spawning this wave, so we'll see. We don't have super high DPS, we have individually high damage. If we get them into the turrets enough, we might still actually be able to defeat them. Especially if I knock down enough of the trees that spawn turrets, we could really just get a lot of good stuff going on. This wave's obviously going to be a little bit chaotic. There's a lot of cursed idiots out here. And again, I currently only have 2 weapons. Whatever boss that is, its HP is dropping quite a bit, but I've got to watch mine as well. This wave could quite easily kill us. There's a lot of damage going in a lot of directions. I'm just trying to clear my way and dodge/armor my way through this. Yeah, enemies are getting pretty stupidly strong at this point. Okay, I don't like when I get surrounded by all the red stuff. We just gotta keep moving. We're fast enough we can avoid most of that. But we're not killing all of the enemies, not even close. Well, there's another 45 range. I don't know if I've ever had this much range. 400. Okay, so hear me out on this. Axolotl, 9 range, 9% attack speed. Your highest stat range and lowest attack speed are swapped. So instead of having, what did I just say, 400 range, we'd have 400% attack speed. So that would be a difference from 5. Our range would go backwards, but all that attack speed would be huge. I'm going to try that. This might end the run, but this could also turn our biggest weakness into a strength. Yeah, that actually worked. That straight up gave us 400% attack speed. With Excalibur dealing 4,000 damage. Now it's just a question of whether or not we can actually reach any of the enemies, but that extra attack speed is already paying off. Now we can get some DPS going again. That also means we could probably lose the flint as well. We can just get higher damage weapons again, and our DPS will go bananas at that point. Plus, putting that range back on actually won't be that hard. We get all sorts of weapons that increase range. Yeah, this is going to work out great. So much better. That sword is constantly swinging now. Its cooldown is only 0.2 seconds, so it can go off 5 times per second. Well, I'm going to leave the Ghost Flint there because it's just a free weapon. I'm going to save up for the Plasma Sledge. And we have some elites spawning this wave, so we'll see if that extra DPS of ours... Wow, that's actually way better. Before we could hardly... we didn't even kill one of those by the end of the wave. Now we are absolutely destroying them. I do miss the range a little bit, but this absurd DPS more than makes up for it. If we add this plus the range, we would be wiping the whole thing. Felt the game start to lag a little bit there. We must be doing something right. Okay, so weapon number 3 is going to be the Plasma Sledge. That's going to be big damage, and there's a 30% chance to explode on hit as well. Oh, there's another Plasma Sledge. So those will combine into a tier 4 soon. We're also going to take Clockwork Wasp, 10% structure attack speed, and more speed for me. Alright, so now we have another weapon at our disposal. So DPS just went up by a giant amount again. So between our armor and dodge and everything, I can mostly just go right through the hordes, and our DPS, once we get close to the enemies, keeps me pretty safe. Excalibur is still far and away the best weapon. It did 800,000 damage last wave, the Ghost Flint only did 74. Plasma Sledge 200,000, so it's helping. Okay, so let's get the tier 4 Plasma Sledge. That's 2,600 damage. Plus 60% chance to explode on hit. That's so absurd. I love every bit of that. Excalibur, by the way, is up to 4,500 base damage. Starting to take a lot more damage, but the waves, wow, always do get a lot harder. Wow, those things really hurt. Even with all of our damage reduction, it hurt that bad. So we gotta stay way far away from the squiddy things. They are stabbing us to death in a hurry. Wave 35, it always does seem to get obnoxiously harder, and yeah, even with all that damage. But that unlocks something about it synergize so well. Warhammer resets the cooldown of all offensive turrets when attacking, so one day.